Hey, Brian from Garage Hall here with the Hummer H2, and we've been experiencing a parasitic drain leak, whatever you want to call it. So if we let the Hummer sit for too long, the Hummer won't start. So basically, the battery's getting drained by something that's in the truck. I've isolated it to the alarm. However, the guy that used to own the Hummer lived in Chicago, and he put like this super sophisticated alarm system that I've been having trouble trying to de-wire out of here without obviously being an alarm expert. So I came up with something that I got from my life, I guess, on the water, if you want to call it that, when I was younger. This is actually called... Let me find the official name for it, but I believe it's called a water witch. Yeah, so it's a water witch. So basically what it is it's a remote control. Here's the remote control for it. Kill switch. So basically you hook it up to your battery and it will work remotely, and it kind of acts like as a secondary defense. So on top of having like the regular car alarm, we're going to have this, which is basically going to kill the battery. And obviously, if you know about these, you know you're going to be looking for a switch somewhere underneath the dash in a compartment. But since this one actually comes with a little itty-bitty tiny remote control that you can put on your keychain, it's going to make it practically impossible for someone to steal this vehicle or get it started trying to hotwire it without actually knowing this is here or how it was actually wired. And it actually gets wired pretty simply, and I can kind of show you. There's a couple of things I did ahead of time. Let me get some gloves on so my hands don't get destroyed. Okay, so you're going to need the water witch. You're going to need I believe it's a 2-gauge 3/8 battery lead, or I'm going to put this on the ground side. You're going to need a couple new battery terminals, which again, they're 3/8 for this GM vehicle. Your vehicles may be a little bit different. But anyway, we're going to first and foremost disconnect the battery. And obviously I had pre-loosened all this stuff, so it's all going to come out relatively easy for me. But I'll show you how we go about putting everything in there. And I got ant crawling around on the vehicle. Alright, so that's disconnected. And then let's get this one. Oh, this is 19 millimeter, and I think the smaller end nuts are 14 millimeters, at least on the Hummer. But this basically will work on any type of vehicle that you are working on. So I'm going to mount this first, or actually first and foremost, these two leads, you have to provide power to it. So this is going to be in between like all your battery terminals. And then on this side, this is actually what's going to be like your large relay. And I believe it's rated for 180 amps. So the running amperage on this alternator in a Hummer, I believe, is about 150, 160 amps. So we're going to be well below what the capacity is. So just keep that in mind if you have a lot of stereo equipment and other stuff. You may need to get a bigger water witch. Anyway, I have to put battery terminals on this, which, again, they're 3/8 battery leads for a small gauge wire. I think this is like 14 gauge or something like that. But anyway, so basically putting wire through here. And, of course, I'm dropping everything everywhere. And we are going to put this wire just about... Okay, let's see if that works. So I'm just going to put it to the end of the wire, right there. And I'm going to use the red marking on here to crush this down. So that makes a pretty secure ring connection. We get the one that fell. Then this is going to be the ground, our black wire. So we just go in enough that we can crush it. I got it. Okay, so that's in there pretty good. I got a feeling I'm going to put a drop of solder on that after the video, just to make sure that we're not going to run into to any problems with that corroding or breaking loose or whatever. And I drilled a couple pilot holes so we can make sure that this all lines up nice and decent for us. And you'll see what I mean when we get up here. So anyhow, so those are your battery terminals. And this little device, I'm gonna have it. So I'll have to tighten these wires up a little bit better. We'll have them come around, swing around on this side. And let me get a screwdriver out real quick. We'll tighten those down. I actually have I got a Phillips head on here. Okay, so that's a nice tight fit. Alright, so we're going to mount this loosely here. Alright, so we're going to mount this here. And then we're going to have, you got the two different terminals. So you got the one going to the ground, and then you got one going to the positive side here. So what we're going to actually do is we're going to put the positive side back on, since we still have the negative side disconnected. Alright, so we're going to mount this positive side first. So we're going to put the new terminal here. Like I said, it is 19 millimeters, so if you wanted to Alright, so the new terminals are 17. I thought they were 19, but the old ones are 19. So I'm just going to tighten this down. So we got that basically tightened down. So we are going to be looking for still the old alarm connection here. I'm going to put that one on there. And then the Water Witch new terminal. I'm going to put this on here. And then it has this new nut that we're going to put on. So tighten that down. Alright, so that's kind of mounted in there. And then next, we have to make a go between these two cables. So we got one there. And then we're going to have this cable here. So this is going to be a new ground cable. So basically, we're going to mount this into the battery. We'll tighten that down. We'll mount it out this way a little bit. Okay. And then what we're going to do, since we need power to the witch the whole time, we are going to line this up. And we are just a little bit shy. So I'm going to have to remount that. But anyway, so this is going to be power to that Water Witch the whole time. Okay, now this is your main ground on your vehicle. So Alright, so I can reconfigure my mounting bolts here. And this I actually had to, not re-drill, I actually had to drill this hole slightly bigger so it actually fit in the battery terminal. So I just kind of misjudged that a little bit, so just be aware in case you're doing this on a system and it's just not lining up correctly. Okay, so that was a 14. So we'll tighten that bolt up on the bottom of the switch. Okay, so that's the bottom ground wire. And then we're going to have the other extension wire is going to go over here. This under so it's out of the way, and then it's basically going to connect here. Then we can tighten that up. Okay, we're just going to make it snug now, and then we'll tighten up everything a little bit later on. After I remount this where I want it to exactly. I don't think that's going to have that much of an issue here, but I think we're okay now. Okay. So we can mount this bolt here. Side. Another bolt will go there. Let's grab two more bolts. They are 14 mil. Down. So we got that mounted there, and then I think I'm probably gonna end up having to mount it a little bit differently than I originally thought. That's not going to fit there. However, I think I can put one little bolt there, and that will hold it. Okay, I got this bracket remounted in here, so we're just gonna let it sit like that. We'll re-angle these terminals. Give us a little more wire. We'll just move it over there. Move that one there. Okay, so that gives us a little more wire. And we'll mount that a little bit better. That. Okay, so alright, so that was your quick and easy kind of install. So you can kind of know how this is all sitting in here, situated. You can line your wires up a little bit better, get the grounding, everything. But basically how this works is, now you got the other key fob. Now you hit it off, and you can see how it makes the connection there. Off, that kills your battery. So we're going to put this on this key chain so we don't lose it. So when we get in here, so you got no power. Okay, so put the key in the ignition and you got nothing. But then you hit on, and now restore power to your vehicle, and it starts right up. So that's your quick and easy kill switch. That's done. Then when you're off, turn it off, and it kills your battery. And this is a very low amp draw, so I think they rate it at 0.008 amps to run that little this little module here in the engine compartment. So that's not very much voltage at all. So overall, that's your kill switch installed. This is on the Hummer H2, but it's similar to pretty much any other vehicle. Just make sure you get the right stuff, and that's it. Brian from Garage Mahal. Be safe out there. Oh, and I'll list all the links below so you can find out where to get all these pieces at. Okay, that's it.